TTO stock today, and we saw or we're seeing actually a ton of profit selling here, which is kind of what it was expected. I think even that when TTO stock went down yesterday, we could expect probably the more of the same today. Usually, when corrections kind of happen like that, it's usually most of the time it's 2 days, maybe even 3 days of trading days where the price will continue to fall here, down 15% today, back down to 48 cents here at the time of this video. It is still one of the more heavily traded stocks on the market here, number 3 currently on the day. Still morning hours of the market here as well for TTO. And I just want to reiterate, if you're holding TTO here, there's, in my opinion, not any reason to really panic. Again, not financial advice, just my opinion here. But I mean, once that FDA approval comes and happens, and again, that has yet to be officially announced, things could really start to go crazy, and I think it could all come together pretty quickly here for TTO stock. Yeah, but anyways, I just want to go over a few series of tweets here that I think, if you're bullish, could help you feel even more bullish here, in my opinion. Again, like I said, not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is just entertainment, educational purposes only. Just sharing information with you guys, giving my thoughts and opinions on it. That's all this is. So let's not waste any time, you guys. Let's just get right into it. So you can see here, this was from the financial results summary. That's CEO John Sperzel, the CEO of Ttoo Biosystems. He's quoted in saying, right, this is the panel 510K submission about the FDA approval of the Candida auris. We expect a positive outcome with that FDA process. We expect to sell that product to the U.S. government. We developed it for the U.S. government, and it was funded by the U.S. government, which, I mean, if this is, I honestly, I'm going to be fully transparent, I didn't know that it was expected, or I didn't know that the U.S. government was really involved in this as far as Ttoo Biosystems. Again, shout out to Taylor Trader 923 on Twitter. But I did not know that Ttoo Biosystems was really involved. I didn't know that they were involved with the government in regards to anything. So this is interesting here. Obviously, some recent highlights is a screenshot here from the video. We've gone over this as far as the quarter 2 earnings and things like that. But this is very interesting. If this, this is a quote from specifically John Sperzel here, CEO at Ttoo Biosystems. It's absolutely crazy, honestly. 4 reasons this company is different. TTO, no competition. Improves patient outcomes and saves insurance companies a win-win. New near-term, CEO said, not me, revenue streamlines 5x or times 5. New generation device, new gold standard sepsis diagnostic. So again, these are screenshots straight from the Ttoo Biosystems website. And again, shout out to Taylor Trader on Twitter. Taylor Trader 923. I would recommend going to check him out on Twitter. Again, I think Twitter is one of the best resources for doing your DD. Again, you have to take everything with a grain of salt because a lot of it is very opinionated. But information like this straight from the website, if you didn't know about this process specifically and the detection of the sepsis-causing pathogens in the blood, I think this is a very great resource. So you can see here, this is kind of how it works. Ttoo Biosystems is right here, 3 to 5 hours from whole blood. And you can just see time to positive blood culture in 1 to 5 days. 3 to 5 hours is kind of what Ttoo Biosystems is offering, which can be an absolute game changer for anyone that's being affected by sepsis. Meta-analysis of 14 controlled studies, right? Time detection 81 hours faster. Time to species identification 77 hours faster. Length of hospital stay 4.8 days shorter. 4.8 days shorter. Length of ICU stay 5 days shorter, guys. I mean, that is just pure, cold, hardcore facts, in my opinion, here of the benefits and just the overall transcendent help that I think this can give. And we've talked about how many people are affected by sepsis every single year. There's also menu expansions initiatives for the FDA once it clears this, right? So many things on the board coming up as well, aside from the Candida auris, different things that Ttoo Biosystems is working on. 4 other things really, but a total of 5 essentially. Right? What is this? New near-term revenue streamlines that can be created from just the FDA approval. And then also next generation platform funded under the BRADA contract, and the development enabled up to $62 million in milestone-based BARDA funding. Next generation instrument and the comprehensive sepsis panel. So guys, shout out to Taylor Trader 923, but this is so bullish. Just pause the video, take a look at these screenshots, guys. It's pretty insane. TTO Dudes Trader as requested. This is something interesting as well. Shout out to Dudes Trader on Twitter. great resource always in regards to TTO. As requested here, all three Form 4 SEC submissions that were just filed by T2 today at market close. All three forms, I can't click on this, but click on the pictures. All three forms show insiders, which are board advisors, loading the boat here. I highlight where it specifically states these are buys, not sells, right? Board advisors loading the boat here on TTO, as you know, it's even at a discount today. We're talking about TTO. I mean, we're talking about TTO, right? Over, what was it? Just yesterday was trading at 71 cents, right? Just yesterday. So again, insiders, board executives, board advisors loading the boat here on TTO. Now, I'm not recommending you load the boat. These are obviously people vastly different situation than the average trader, but still nonetheless interesting here. Pfizer is my guess, right? The Q10 filing form. This is another tweet by Deuce Trader, and just take this in. Q10 filing form from last week mentioned they're exploring option of a buyout merger or reverse merger. And now today, of 3 board members got thousands of restricted Class A shares apiece that have 700K voting rights per share. Sounds like they have a buyout. Now, there's been talks before, or not before, but during this like kind of entire process with where TTO is, where they're headed, of a potential buyout, and people are talking about Moderna, Pfizer. I mean, at 48 cents, guys, if this gets FDA approved, you know, and Pfizer or Moderna buys T2 Biosystems out, guys, just could be absolutely massive value at even this given price points. I think you can all agree with me that, I mean, if something like that could happen, I think long term, right, it's not like super ideal when you think about like where, you know, hopefully TTO would probably go on its own. But just in the short term, if you're holding a significant bag of TTO right now, a buyout would be absolutely massive. And then this as well, shout out to Shana Zaman on Twitter. TTO deck spells FDA approved. Official announcement coming soon. 62 million BARDA awarded and 9 million additional funding. Awarded contract with nation's 50% acute care hospitals, 95% academic medical centers, and 20% ambulatory market. Global market, several contracts. TTO, we buy and hold. Read in line for meeting updates. FDA news any moment, and shorts will be chopped. Okay? Just take a look at this. Pause this video here as well. The growing independent support for T2 Biosystems products. Okay? The T2 included in dozens of independent and real-world clinical studies demonstrating clinical utility of T2 bacteria and T2 candida. The FDA obviously granted breakthrough device designation for the T2 resistance panel, working with T2 very, very closely. I'm pretty sure we showed a tweet a few videos ago of the FDA following T2 on Twitter, which doesn't mean something very significant, but still nonetheless interesting. U.S. Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services established T2 bacteria as first diagnostic product to gain incremental reimbursement through its new technology add-on payment. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, which is known as the BARDA, awarded T2 Biosystems with up to $62 million in milestone-based product development funding. Vizient awarded T2 Biosystems with innovative technology contract, providing access to more than 50% of the nation's acute care hospitals, like I just talked about, 95% of academic medical care centers, and 20% of the country's ambulatory market. And then the U.S., this is the one that I think is interesting here. U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Stephen and Alexandra Cohen Foundation named T2 Biosystems as Prize 1 winner in LymeX Diagnostics Prize with potential for a portion of up to an additional $9 million in future funding, guys. I mean, if all these tweets here, right, don't just reek bullishness, and we're not talking about, right, I've talked about and people talk about, you know, T2 being on that meme stock wave, right, potentially running up crazy like a meme stock, right? But if you take all of that hype away and you take all of the massive trading trading volume hype away, I mean, you take a look at TTO stock, and the pillars and the foundation and the catalysts are extremely evident, in my opinion. Like, these catalysts are absolutely insane. And if you really, really think about the niche and the sector that T2 Biosystems is in as like a biotech stock, and specifically the amount of people that they can affect positively with their product, I definitely think I'm personally bullish on T2, and I've talked about it in a previous video that I do think T2 can get back to above $1 without question. It would be crazy. I mean, I was expecting maybe a little bit more of a run up before we saw all this profit selling here over, what is this, like the last 48 hours or so, right? Really, since it hit this high here yesterday at 9:30. So I guess it's kind of been declining. I mean, it was on its way up pretty crazy, right? Pretty rapidly. We started, I mean, beginning of the trading week, we're talking about T2 Biosystems trading at around, I mean, let's just actually take a look at this. What's today? The 17th, 16th, 14th. So whenever the 14th was, I mean, we're talking about T2 closing Friday at 35 cents. It was all the way up to 61 cents, right? So, and again, I'm first video I made on this channel, T2. Let me know in the comments below if you watched that video. I gave you guys T2 at around 10 cents. So keep that in mind. Again, not trying to say anything about that, but let me know in the comments below if you guys got into T2 from then. Let me know in the comments below how you guys feel about T2. I know this video was a little bit longer, but I did just want to get all those tweets out to you guys. Again, massive trading volume again today for T2 Biosystems as well. What is it at now? 71 million in trading volume here. Definitely going to probably go finish the day close to 150 million in trading volume, in my opinion. Just a massive day overall. In the red, right? When you see decent trading volume, stocks in the red, I don't think people are really selling, right? Why would people be selling at this time? I think people are loading up on this discount. Again, 65 cents just yesterday, down to 48 cents today. An opportunity here for people. We know that the and board advisors are loading the boat here. Specifically states these are buy and sells. Potential Moderna, Pfizer buyout, who knows? Let me know in the comments below though, guys. Sorry for keeping this video too long. Drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and as always, have a great day.